Well, it seems that over the past decade or so, my birthday, I should actually say the past 16 years, my birthday seems to always, lately, every now and then, be associated with some big events, some tragic and personal, and some, in this case, newsworthy. Yeah, everybody's talked about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Vince McMahon has officially retired. Yeah, he, or whoever types up his Twitter for him, took to Twitter and social media today and announced his retirement. He is stepping away, from WWE permanently. And everybody from Just Alex to JD to OTRS Central to Good Mic Work to Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer, Solomonster, you name it, every single person, even Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret, every single person in their own way is, as rude as it may sound, or as hypocritical, or as nasty, or cruel as it may sound to others, like Gerald Briscoe, who played one of his henchmen, one of his stooges. Everybody is celebrating Vince's retirement. Yeah, they are celebrating Vince's retirement. They are celebrating him basically stepping down permanently from everything, from just about, if not totally everything. And thus, because of that, Stephanie McMahon and Nick Conn are co-CEOs. But there's more. It seems John Laurinaitis, he's gone from WWE. He's done. And it looks like Bruce Pritchard and Kevin Dunn, according to sources, they might be next. They might be next on the chopping block. I mean, Bruce right now is running the head of creative for SmackDown, but the question is going to be for how much longer, because he was appointed to that position by Vince. Now, unless Bruce Pritchard, that is, won the trust of Stephanie and Triple H, or is willing to work with Stephanie and Triple H, because Triple H, the other news to coincide with this, which everybody loved, is Triple H is now once again executive vice president, if not head of, executive vice president, basically the head of talent relations. And a lot of people are thrilled about this, because now, we can finally get talent in there that's not, just athletes we can train as our own and teach them the business. No. Now, apparently, we could get, in a lot of people's eyes, back to signing some of the top independent stars out there to WWE to build a future around, and not let AEW basically have all the spoils. And yeah, everybody is looking at Vince's retirement as a beginning of something new. Now, right now, SmackDown is going on as we speak. It has yet to air here in the West Coast on Fox 40. That's going to happen within the next 25 minutes. But anyway, yeah, Vince, he's stepped away. He's gone. He's officially retired. Now, even though this is, like I said, a lot of folks are looking at it cause of celebration, there are still some that are skeptical. And the reason some are skeptical is due to the fact of how the retirement was announced. A lot of people look at the fact, as I just adjust my glasses there for a second, a lot of people look at the fact that basically Vince took to social media and did it. He didn't appear on SmackDown. He didn't wait till Monday Night on Raw. He didn't wait till SummerSlam at most to to make the announcement. He just went onto social media, mostly Twitter, and said he was done. And again, a lot of people find that, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some find that suspicious. They find that kind of weird that, he would make this announcement in that manner. Even though they followed up on it tonight on SmackDown with Stephanie coming out and, leading the crowd in a thank you Vince chant, which the crowd, I should say, participated in. So, whether you believe it or not, of this retirement and and how he handled it or how he announced it, as of right now, he's done. He's done. Now, again, like I said, there are some that find it suspicious that he would step away, in this manner. They felt that maybe from a storyline aspect it could happen, maybe from this aspect it could happen, but it didn't. It didn't. Basically, what happened was the fact that, again, what happened, what I'm trying to say, again, is the fact that it just, it just came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. And like I said, a lot of people, again, find it suspicious of, that it was announced in this way, and that's because they find it suspicious of being announced in this manner. They don't fully believe it. They don't. They don't fully believe that Vince is done. They don't think he's fully retired. His thing. Hold on for a sec. But like I said, they don't firmly believe it. They think, honestly, that this, is a ruse. This is, that this is a ruse. It's a false, announcement. It's a false retirement. And that Vince, basically, is going to be back. They believe that. They believe Vince, is going to be back. And they just believe, again, that this is a ruse and a means to kind of, cover himself, basically protect himself. Hold on for a sec. Like I said, they feel it's just, basically they don't believe it, is what I'm trying to say. They just don't believe that he's gone. But yet he is. You have CNBC mentioning it, you have other news outlets picking up on it. Yeah, he's gone. But even though, they are picking up on it, like I said, a lot of people feel it's not, it's not true. That it's a cover. It's a ruse. And that, he's still going to be in charge, but he's going to make it look like his daughter's in charge. That he's still going to pull the strings, even though it looks like Stephanie and Hunter are running things. And I know a lot of people, will theorize and find conspiracy theories behind just about anything because of the way they're announced or the way the news about, them comes out. And that's their right. That's their right to an opinion and to think that way and to believe that way. Just like a lot of people feel the government covers up, the fact that there's an Area 51 and that they're covering up the fact that they've, have aliens and everything, and they're covering up this truth and that truth. And again, that's what conspiracy theorists do. You know, they think along those lines. You know, and you know, again, like I said, they have a right to that opinion, that thought of opinion, or opinionated thought. And they feel, and basically those conspiracy theorists, I should say, when it comes to pro wrestling and WWE and AEW and all that, you know, pretty much don't buy Vince stepping down. They don't. You know, they don't buy him stepping down. You know, if anything, like I said, they probably feel it's, you know, just a cover up. You know, to be like, hey, buy myself some time. Let this cool down, and when the time's right, I'll come out and say, ha ha, gotcha, I really wasn't retired, I played you like food, or maybe he'll be like, you know what, I decided to unretire because the timing was right, and I've decided to resume control. That's how people are looking at it. And others would agree, others that are conspiracy theorists would agree with them. They would agree with them. Again, because of the way, because of the way the story came out. Now, others pretty much will say that the reason Vince stepped down is not because, not because he thought it was time and all that and everything. You know, people will believe that he stepped down mainly. Hold on for a sec. Sorry about that. Had to cross the street there. Had two cars coming from one side and the other, and just had somebody walking on the sidewalk. Didn't want them to be suspicious. But anyway, getting back on point here, a lot of people will feel that the real reason Vince decided to step down is because of all the accumulating accusations that are, being thrown against him. All the accusations being thrown against him of, what he did with all these women, not just the secretary, but others before then. And the fact that there are more stories potentially coming out that may paint him in a worse picture. A lot feel that he was probably suggested by somebody, I would say Jerry McDivitt, his lawyer, to step away. Just hang it up for the time being, if not permanently, until this whole thing cools down. Now, if the retirement is a temporary deal, and he decides to come back like some people may feel he might, then unfortunately that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to occur, because if McDivitt's telling him, hey, lay low until this whole situation with these accusations clear up, until we can get this all cleared up and stuff and clear your name, he's probably suggesting lay low. And that's what's happened. And maybe he's suggesting, hey, release John Laurinaitis, release him, potentially let Kevin Dunn and Pritchard go as well, so that there is no evidence connecting WWE to what you've done. And then when the accusations are clear, you can try to come back and bring your team back with you. That's what some people feel maybe is the reason why he stepped down, because someone like McDivitt suggested he do so to lay low until things clear up, make all these other changes happen, or suggest these other changes happen to the time is right for him to come back after everything is in the clear. So yeah, a lot of people feel that that's probably what's going to happen. And again, it's because they're conspiracy theorists and they don't believe this to be a permanent situation. They don't believe it. But as of right now, it is permanent. And is this the change? Is this the first step in changing WWE for the better? Well, I think after SummerSlam we're going to get a reboot. After SummerSlam we're going to get a reboot. We're going to get a reboot. basically in WWE on screen and eternally. And that's when the real, new genesis, if you will, of WWE will begin, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he is retired as of right now, whether you believe it or you don't. And I believe that come SummerSlam, that's when basically things will really, not come SummerSlam, but come after SummerSlam, and maybe even during SummerSlam, that's when the new genesis of WWE will start to show itself. The reboot will happen. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on Vince McMahon retiring? Comment down below, live chat during the premiere, and I am out.